Hey everybody, welcome back. This is algebra class and today is day one. So today in class we got to know each other, we did a little marshmallow challenge, and we told you that we were going to do a little integer review assignment for homework. So I wanted to give you, we gave you the notes, but I kind of want to go over them a little in a video so that hopefully it will help you understand or review. The way that algebra works is every day is a new day, so today is the first day, so our notes would be 1A, and the corresponding homework would be 1B. And you'll find both of those files in the Schoology page under quarter one, day one. Okay, so we try to keep it pretty organized. So as soon as this video is complete, I'll put the video in that same directory as well, so everything will be together. Okay, so our rules for integers. So remember, if the signs are the same, then you just add them and keep the sign. So if I had the number, say 4 plus 5, they're both positive, I add them together and I would get 9. So positive plus a positive would make a positive. All right, now if the signs were different, say I had a -4, okay, plus a +5, or in this case we took -5 plus +4, the larger number minus the smaller number and keep the sign of the largest number. So think of the largest number as the absolute value largest number. So -5 plus 4 would be 5 is greater than 4, so the sign for 5 would be a negative. So the answer would be 5 minus 4, which is 1, but the sign would be a -1. So let's think of this on a number line. All right, so say I had the number 0 here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This was a -5. All right, if we're adding 4, we would go 1, 2, 3, 4, and notice we would land on -1. Okay, so the other example I gave you down here, -4 plus 5, in this case, all right, the absolute value of -4 is 4. If I took the difference between 4 and 5, I would get 1, but the sign would be a positive. So -4 plus 5 would give me +1. So let's look at that on a number line. All right, so if I had a 0 and I want to start at -4, now I'm adding 5, so I'm going to go 5 to the right. I go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And notice I end up on +1. Okay, so if the signs are the same, it's pretty easy. You just add the two numbers and keep the sign. But if they're different, you're going to find the difference. Okay, subtract the two and keep the sign of the larger number. Okay. All right, so subtracting, the first thing you want to do is really change the subtraction sign to addition. Okay, so in our example, if I had -8 minus 4, okay, we're going to change that to be -8 plus, and then we're going to change the second sign to the opposite. So instead of 4, it would be a -4. All right, now we're adding, we have the same sign, we just add them and we keep the sign, so that would be a -12. All right, so I'm going to give you another example. If I had say I had 6 minus a -3, okay, I would keep it as 6. I change it to positive, then instead of -3, I would make that positive and I would get 9. Okay, so you got to remember to change that to addition and then change the sign of the second. Okay, looking at multiplication, if the signs are the same, the answer is positive. Doesn't matter. -5 times -2 is +10, and 6 times 3 is 18. So a negative times a negative is a positive, all right, and a positive times a positive is a positive. But if the signs are different, meaning here I have a negative times a positive, so that's going to be a negative. All right, the answer is always negative if the signs are different. All right, I kind of learned something once that kind of helped a little bit. So if I think of tic-tac-toe, all right, and say I decided to have, let's see, positive, no, I put P's here. Is that what it was? P's here, okay, and then N's everywhere else. Okay, you can kind of read it like this. A positive times a negative is a negative. A negative times a positive is a negative. A negative times a negative is a positive. Okay, and it works this way too. Positive times negative is a negative. negative times positive is a negative, negative times a negative is a positive. Okay, again, to make it, you do a tic-tac-toe, P's down, the diagonal, ends everywhere else. Okay, that's just a little trick that we did back in 6th grade, okay, to help out a little bit. All right, this little trick also helps for you with division, okay? So again, if the signs are the same, all right, meaning a negative divided by a negative, it's going to be a positive, okay? A positive divided by a positive is also a positive. But if the signs are different, the answer is going to be negative. So if I took 10 divided by negative 5, okay, then I'm going to get a negative 2. And if I had negative 15 divided by 3, I would get negative 5. Again, my little tic-tac-toe trick works there too. All right, so remember, P's go down the diagonal, ends everywhere else. And it just helps you remember positive divided by a negative is a negative, negative divided by a positive is a negative, but a negative divided by a negative is a positive. Okay, so again, just a little bit of a trick. And we all know a positive, okay, if I took 10 and divided by 5, that's also going to be positive. Okay, all right, so with that, just go ahead and try 1B. All right, and we'll be checking our homework in next class. So this was a very short lesson. We try to do this with all of the notes. Bye.